Hey, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Elevate with Erica. So, today we're going to close out 2024 with a challenge and a promise and a declaration that 2025 is going to be the year that we stop waiting and we start doing. So, let me tell you something that I've realized. I've spent way too much time sitting on ideas and dreams only to watch someone else bring them to life. And you know what? That stops now. Literally, it stopped even just this morning, and I'll share that story with you in just a minute. It stops for me, and it stops for you too. I recently got thinking about all of the ideas and the desires and the experience that I've sat back on only to watch them be done by other people because I saw another woman running with an idea that I've had for a few years. And I'll share about that in a little bit too. But that's what sparked the topic of this episode today. So, my earliest example of an idea that I sat on was in college in one of my marketing classes. And I've shared this story actually quite a bit. So, we had to create a product that wasn't already on the market, and we had to design like a whole business plan around it, right? And then it was going to lead up to this big class presentation that I had to do at the end of the semester. My idea was weighted sneakers. They were going to help as far as with physical therapy patients, as well as people just in their general fitness journey. And by the end of that semester, I was so excited about my business plan and that concept that I knew that I had to get that idea in front of someone. I knew that I had to do something with it, only I didn't. I thought, who's going to listen to me? Who's going to want to run with something that I created in my own mind? And a couple years later, Skechers launched their weighted shoe. When I saw them being marketed, my jaw dropped. And I thought, no one that was not in that marketing class is going to even believe this story when I tell them. When I saw that, I'm telling you, it was such a shock to me because I literally thought that I created that idea just from nothing, just on my own. And fun fact, by the way, quick side note, Skechers was actually sued over these shoes. They settled with a $50 million suit because they were marketing as weight loss shoes. Okay. Shoes that were going to promote weight loss. And you guessed it, someone didn't lose weight. And so they sued and they won. Pretty wild, right? Anyway, my next example is sort of a two-parter. So I wanted to open up a bakery. If you follow me on social media, you know that pies are my specialty. And I had two little ones though at that time. My boys were very young then. And I thought it would be such a dream to open up a bakery slash like a coffee shop where people could buy fresh pie, a whole pie, come get a slice of pie and like just relax with a cup of coffee in there. But I told myself two things. Would a pie place even survive? Like, do people love pie as much as I do? Is that going to survive all year round? And how will I get here so early in the morning and also get my kids to school? Well, both locations in two separate towns, mind you, both locations that I looked into for opening up my pie shop, both ended up becoming these vacant spots, ended up becoming, you guessed it, bakeries, pie shops, thriving pie shops. Now, let me tell you about the latest idea that I've sat on for 2 to 3 years. And it's going to be the thing that I finally pursue in 2025. You heard it here first. A few years ago, I started making sketches. Yes, I went to Walmart and I grabbed another notebook that I don't need. I didn't I didn't need it because I probably got about 25 like the rest of us do, but like I needed this new notebook particularly to help me get this idea off the ground, right? I had this idea that came from me really loving bracelets with inspirational sayings on them. I think there's this company called like the Little Words Project or something like that. Look into that. I love, love, love their bracelets. And so I was going to create hoodies, sweaters, shirts, all with inspirational sayings on the wrist and the forearm. Okay. Sayings that are there for you. the wearer of the clothes. Because a lot of times we see those here, right? Like across the chest. And I want them to be for the wearer of the clothes so that whenever you need that inspiration of the design that you choose, it's there just for you. Well, that idea took a back seat because I wasn't sure I could pull it off, because I've never created clothing before, because I didn't know where to start, because I wasn't sure that anyone would buy them from me. And let me tell you what happened. Last year, I started seeing them on Instagram ads promoted by a few different companies. Another jaw-dropping moment, that moment where you're like, hey, that's my idea, right? Only ideas without action aren't ideas at all, are they? They're called regrets. And I've shared some of mine with you today. But here's where the story changes. Recently, I saw a fellow entrepreneur, someone with mutual connections through my new bioactive peptide business that I've been sharing about with you guys. She was announcing that she's launching something of her own. You guys, this idea is sweaters with Bible verses on the wrist. Only this time I didn't beat myself up over it. This time I said, Erica, you can do it too. That was literally the first thing that popped in my head. It doesn't matter that it's already been done. That right there was my light bulb moment. Erica, you can do it too. It doesn't matter that it's already been done. They are not you. They aren't talking to the same people you are. They don't have your story. They don't have your why. They don't have your background. They don't have your gifts. This is what I want to share with you today, that you can do it too. And I want you to own that 2025 is the year that you stop letting opportunities pass, even if the opportunity doesn't work out like you hoped that it would. Life is polarity, right? Like easy doesn't exist without hard, good doesn't exist without bad. You don't have to get it right every single time with every idea or desire to try something new. There's no right way. There's just decisions that are followed by other decisions that are followed by other decisions. And it'll be magic and it'll be miserable and it'll be beautiful and it'll be ugly. And you know what that is? That's living. You can just do the things. You don't need to know everything about doing the things. I was talking to one of my class participants just this morning before I taught my strength class. Her name's Cindy, and Cindy was sharing about how she had never taken a yoga class before, but that she had signed up for one tomorrow. And I was like, oh, that's great. I've heard amazing things about that instructor. I should try it sometime. And she said, you should tomorrow. And I was like, oh, crap. I actually have a pretty free weekend. How long is that class? I asked, only to find out that it's an hour. Also, a little scary for me. If you followed me on social media, I don't love workouts that are over 45 minutes. It's all in my head, but it's an hour. You guys, I haven't taken a yoga class since college. Unfortunately or fortunately, I checked in that moment and the class time actually works for me too. It's the class right after I teach tomorrow morning. So I can just stay and do it, right? But what I told Cindy is, well, I got to see about my kids because they'll be home while I'm teaching already. And by the end of me teaching my class this morning, I told Cindy, you know what? I'll be there. Because you know what? I've been watching people posting their selfies after this particular yoga class with this instructor, and I've been thinking, gosh, that sounds nice. They look fun. I want to do that. But what if I don't know what's going on? What if everyone's synchronized and I look like a drunk ballerina, right? I'll do it sometime, maybe. But here's my opportunity. And when you come face to face with someone else over it, instead of just yourself, it becomes a lot harder to accept your own BS, doesn't it? But the world is divided into those who wait and those who don't. So I want you to make 2025 the year that you don't. And you got it, girlfriend and boyfriend. You got it. Are you with me? What's it going to be, you guys? What's the thing? This is the last episode of 2024, and I want us to end it feeling fired up and a little scared also. A little scared by what we're going to commit to in 2025, a little scared about what we're about to say out loud. I'm going to go on this hour-long yoga class and I'll be flailing around. And I'm also going to create my first branded clothing line. And you're going to what? Tag you are it. Hit that link in my show notes where you can text me if you're listening to my podcast, and drop it in the comments if you're on YouTube, or shoot me a DM if you follow me on social media. Share this episode to your stories. I want you to tag me. I want you to share in that story what you're going to do in 2025. I know we all have an idea that we haven't pursued and an experience that we haven't tried, and we know we want to. It's that one day, someday thing, right? Guys, it can be even be as small as like going to a coffee shop by yourself in a totally different town that you've seen these like Instagram stories of, and they make the pretty lattes with the heart with the foam on top, and you're like, I want to go there someday, but I don't really want to go by myself. I want you to go do that. Even if it's something that small, you guys. It's that one day, someday thing that when things slow down thing, will you be the side of the world who waits or the side that doesn't? Live, my friend. Let's really live in 2025. Let's just do things and then tell the tale. And expect going into it that every idea isn't going to go perfectly. I may flail during yoga class. I'm going to start taking them. I might kick someone in the face. But the gift is in the experience. And that's how I'm going to get better. And then I'm going to move on to the next idea because life is about those experiences. Go create them. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support this year. It's been a challenging one for me. I'm not at all the woman that I was in January 2024. I've grown in my faith, in my marriage, as a mother, as a co-parent, as a leader, as a teacher, as a speaker, as a human. And thank you for being here with me for this ride. I know I took you all through quite a loop. You guys saw me at one of the worst moments of my life when my world was rocked last summer and through the rebuilding of myself this year. And thank you for accepting me and giving me the space to do that. Thank you for your support. I wish you all the merriest Christmas, the happiest holidays, and health and happiness to you and yours in the new year ahead. 2025, the year we stop waiting. I love you, friends. Until next year.